What's going on, everybody? My name is Under the Radar, and another post-com. Why, you might ask? I got very angry during this game. I closed my computer, which, by the way, I have a laptop so I can actually close it, and I wanted to punch my monitor. I got very angry. And I will explain why. Let me turn on my light real quick. I can't tell if that helps or not. Oh well, we're not gonna worry about it. This is gonna be a quick video, guys. This is my week 4 of BBL. You guys saw in the team builder what I'm bringing, and you can see what my opponent decided to bring. My opponent decided not to bring Togetic, which I think is a crazy thing for me to say. To not have a Togetic versus a Mega Mewtwo X is something that I did not expect at all. He also brought Armaldo, which I did not expect either. I don't think Armaldo has a good matchup versus my team at all. But he brought 5 things that I fully expected. Fortress, I was kind of on the fence about. He could have brought Dougie to maybe trap something. But a lot of my prep kind of sort of is completely useless. For example, my Charty Berry on my my Vikavolt is kind of sort of completely useless, which sucks. On top of that, my Mega Mewtwo X with Bulk Up, Low Kick, Stone Edge, it's going to be difficult because I don't have much I can set up on. I wanted to use the Togetic as setup fodder, or the Fortress, but they both could easily run Toxic, so I have to try to figure something out. So looking at this, immediately the way that I want to win is I want to win by spamming Choice Scarf Hurricanes in the rain. My opponent does not have a good switch into them, so what I need to do is I need to be able to pressure these Zapdos very well early on. And if I can get that thing either out of the game or just out of my life in general, weakened, he loses to Choice Scarf Noivern. So also, shout out to Citra. I finally figured out why it was lagging, so I can do postcoms a little bit more reliably. So let's just go ahead and hop right into it. We're going up against Lux and his FC Groningen Gallades. I believe that's what it is. I can't remember. So Homeboy decides to lead off with Fortress, which is amazing for me. I have Taunt on my Gliscor specifically for Fortress, and as you're going to see, I'm going to click Taunt right away, and he is going to reveal that he's actually Mental Herb, which is great prep on his end. This right here is phenomenal prep because I brought 3 Taunters versus my last opponent in Panther. I brought 3 Taunters. So for him to bring Mental Herb, great prep. He's going to get up his rocks, which is good. However, I can rapid spin these away if I copy his Fortress with my Ditto. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click Taunt again so I don't get spike stacked. Rocks aren't too bad, but I do not want to be spike stacked. That is like worst case scenario. So I'm going to go ahead and click Taunt as he goes into Zapdos. I know for a fact that I can live an HP Ice. I know for a fact that I can live a plethora of hits from this thing if he is not HP Ice. He does reveal to be HP Ice. He does reveal to not be offensive. He does not kill me, and I get up my rocks. Now this is really good because I can roost up versus the Fortress. I can roost up versus the Armaldo if he's not in the rain. I can roost up versus a bunch of things just as long as it is not the Gallade, Zapdos, or Ludicolo. So here I'm going to go directly into my Vikavolt, and I'm going to tell you right now, this Vikavolt is a massive problem for my opponent's team. As you can see, without bringing Dugtrio, he does not have an electric resist. He doesn't have a resist to electric. Everything on his team gets hit extremely hard by Thunderbolt. So this Pokemon is phenomenal. With Roost, 3 attacks, I can outstall everything. The only thing I can't outstall or beat 1v1 is this Zapdos if he has Heat Wave. So if he has Heat Wave here, he kills me, but as you're going to see, he goes for another Hidden Power Ice, revealing that I do not believe he has Heat Wave. I just clicked Roost here. I'm getting to a good amount of health. I'm getting healthy. I'm enjoying life, which is really nice. So now that I'm at a good amount of health, I can go ahead and I can fire off a Thunderbolt, get off some damage, try to scout and see like what kind of spread this thing is, and I'm going to click Thunderbolt, and I'm going to do like a solid like 40% almost. And that reveals that he has some SPDF investment, not a whole lot though. He's going to go for Discharge, and this is going to do absolutely pitiful damage, as I'm just going to go for another Roost with my Vikavolt. Vikavolt is never going to die. It's so fat. And once this Zapdos goes away, my Vikavolt actually is completely useless, because then my Noivern wins, my bulk up Mega Mewtwo X wins, everything. So it's phenomenal. So here I'm going to go for a Roost, and then I'm going to go for a Volt Switch to drop in my Mega Mewtwo X, and after the Volt Switch damage, he will be in range of a neutral Stone Edge, which is phenomenal. So he's going to go for the Discharge, and he's going to do about 10-20% to me, and then I'm going to Volt Switch, and then I'm going to put him below 50%. Stone Edge does minimum 64 if he's fully Fizz Def, so I drop in my Thanos, and I want to Thanos snap this Zapdos out of existence. As you guys can see, look at his team. Without Zapdos in the game, he loses to Noivern. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna Mega Evolve, and I'm gonna turn into Big Bad Thanos, and I'm gonna Thanos snap this thing out of existence. Absolutely Thanos snap it, except I miss. And he clicks Roost. I got angry. Not crazy angry, but I was frustrated. I was very frustrated because once this was gone, he didn't have a switch into Low Kick. He didn't have a switch into Hurricane. He didn't have a switch into Thunderbolt. He didn't have a switch into 3 out of my 6 Pokemon. My Silvally Grass even beats everything on his team outside of this Zapdos. If I hit right there, it was massive, but I missed, and that is why I hate running Stone Edge. It's the way of the road. So now he's out of range of regular Stone Edge. I can't bulk up on this thing because if he clicks Discharge and paralyzes me, I lose. So I'm going to go right back into my Vikavolt, and I'm going to do the exact same thing and try to get in the exact same position that I was just in. I'm going to attempt to flat out just Roost up, Thunderbolt, and then Volt Switch. So I do have to Roost up here to ensure that I don't die to rocks next time I come in, as well as being healthy, as he's going to go into his Armaldo. And here's a really big play for me. Here, I'll let this finish out before I press play, or before I press pause. So I'm Chartyberry. Armaldo gets Swift Swim. This thing could be a very offensive Armaldo to be able to just break through everything. If I weaken this, I win with a couple different things, specifically Noivern, clicking Hurricane if I'm also able to weaken Zapdos, because Noivern doesn't OHKO this with Hurricane. It gets very, 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 very close, but it doesn't OHKO him. So I contemplated staying in, I contemplated switching, I contemplated many things with this turn. However, I ultimately just went with going hard into my Thanos, because if he goes for a rock move, like let's say he goes for Continental Crush, I drink it, I recover up on it, and I'm fine. He's gonna go for Rock Blast, so it would have popped my Charty and then killed my Vikavolt anyway. So I'm really glad I switched out, because my opponent is going to get 5 hits, which kind of sort of sucks. So now I'm going to click Recover as he clicks Seismic Toss, and this was either a great bluff, a great lure, whatever, but I said you click Seismic Toss, he doesn't have Toxic, I'm going to bulk up on this thing and win. So I click Bulk Up once, and then I'm getting a +1 attack, +1 defense, and he clicks Toxic. So unfortunately my Mega Mewtwo X is not going to be able to sweep the way that it had the potential to, but it can still break through some stuff, because if he is not fully Fizz Def, I still OHKO him with +1 Low Kick, but as you're going to see, he is fully Fizz Def, he has an Iapapa Berry, and he's going to get back up to about 60%, as I just took a good amount of damage for pretty much no reason. He's going to Seismic Toss me. If I was sub, bulk up, recover, low kick, but then I couldn't touch Zapdos, but I would have been able to set up on this thing freely. I do take out the Armaldo, which is nice. I'm gonna try to keep this updated for you guys. And then he's going to go into his Gallade. The only way he kills me here is if he has Shadow Sneak. Every other way, I outspeed and I kill him. Well, not kill him. I do about 50% to him with Low Kick, which puts him in range of Thunderbolt. It puts him in range of his own Shadow Sneak if I decide to copy him with Ditto. So he's just going to go for the Shadow Sneak and kill me off, unfortunately. And that sucks for my Mega Mewtwo X. But it does leave me open for a bunch of different opportunities. So I'm going to drop in my Noivern. And with my Noivern in, I get to spam Hurricane. And the reason why I get to say I spam Hurricane, I've revealed many times that my Vikavolt hard walls this Zapdos. I click Hurricane, I do about 20%. There is literally no way he should stay in here at all. Literally at all. If I go into my Vikavolt, I get to roost up, I get to spam Thunderbolt, I get to do more damage to him, I get to weaken everything in range of my Noivern. He should, at the absolute worst case scenario, stay in and click Roost to ensure that he's somewhat healthy after I've hit him with a Hurricane. So I'm going to stay in, expecting him to switch out and go for another Hurricane. He does stay in. He could have clicked U-turn, but he clicks Hidden Power Ice and he's going to kill out my Noivern. I closed my computer at this point. I missed the Stone Edge, which would have killed the Zapdos. I then make a read that I feel as though was pretty safe. My opponent shouldn't have ever stayed in there, in my opinion. I feel as though whenever... by clicking anything other than Roost or U-turn, he allowed my Vikavolt in for free. And as you can see, my Vikavolt spams Thunderbolt and picks up 5 kills. So, I don't really know why he stayed in there. I even asked him after the game and he said he has no idea. And the second he made that play, he said, I shouldn't have made that play. So he agrees that he shouldn't have made that play, but it worked out for him, which sucks for me. At this point in time, I literally said, I'm going to start throwing things away to get this game off my face because I'm pissed. I was so angry. So I drop in my Vikavolt and I click Thunderbolt. Because as I said, I'm trying to just sack everything and get this game out of my face. So I click Thunderbolt. I didn't click Roost. I clicked Thunderbolt. And he goes into his Kyogre. And this Kyogre takes approximately 30 bajillion damage. 30 bajillion damage. I don't know how many zeros bajillion has, but that's 30 bajillion damage. That's a Vikavolt to a Kyogre. Unbelievable damage. So here he's going to go for Origin Pulse, and he misses. Now, did this matter? Yes and no. Did it matter as much as the Stone Edge miss? Hell no. That Stone Edge miss, literally... So Zapdos is the only wall on his team. Zapdos is the only issue I have with anything. If Zapdos is dead, my Noivern won. Everything literally died to it. I outsped Ludicolo. Everything died to Noivern. If he killed this thing, I go into my Savali Grass. I click multi-attack and I kill him. Also, I just realized that like my face cam isn't completely... We'll do that. And I kill him. So it sucked that this thing is still alive for him, but it did not matter as much as that Stone Edge miss. That Stone Edge miss was huge, but I get to fire off another Thunderbolt and Kyogre goes down to Vikavolt, which is awesome. Absolutely phenomenal. Here he goes into his Ludicolo. I have a phenomenal check to this Pokemon. I have a phenomenal check to this Pokemon in my own Ludicolo-ish type thing. So here he's going to go for a Hydro Pump and he is going to miss. This doesn't really matter because I had leftovers, not Choice Scarf, and he also revealed to have Giga Drain. So now it just all comes down to speed ties and who gets off the better hits. I did click Energy Ball here to get a little bit more damage off on him rather than Giga Draining. That was to hopefully put us on a similar playing field with HP. So now he's going to go for another Giga Drain. And I started to spam Giga Drain at this point as well. He won 2 speed ties. And as you're going to see, I do win the next 2 speed ties, which is awesome for me. So with this Giga Drain here, It puts also rain is gone, meaning that this thing no longer outspeeds a bunch of my team. Well, it would have if my Noivern wasn't dead. So I'm going to click Giga Drain here, put him at red, gain a bunch of health back, especially after leftovers, as he clicks Ice Beam. I don't know why he clicked Ice Beam. Probably should have kept clicking Giga Drain. Not 100% sure on that one. However, I do just click another Giga Drain here, and I get to take out the Ludicolo, which is huge. This is another really big offensive threat. So now I'm staring down 3 extremely good Pokemon versus my last 4, and I have to play very carefully. I'm going to pause it here in just a second once you can see how many Pokemon are left on each side, and now. So as you can see, my opponent has a Fortress, a Mega Gallade, and a Zapdos. Zapdos is approximately at 50%. This Mega Gallade is not in range of its own Shadow Sneak. I need to put it in range of his own Shadow Sneak to try to set up for a Mega Gallade reverse sweep. I need to try to copy his Mega Gallade and win that way. My Ditto at full HP can take a Shadow Sneak. Even at this amount of HP, I can take a Shadow Sneak. So I'm going to try to play for that endgame. Now that I see that I have some sort of chance, it's very difficult, but I'm going to try for it. So as you're going to see, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch out, and I'm going to sack off my comment section. Still a great nickname. I'm going to sack off my Gliscor. I did this because I feel as though everything else is really useful. Gliscor can't really do much to Fortress. It also can't do much to Zapdos. So most expendable member. I go into my Silvally here to click multi-attack. Multi-attack guaranteed puts this thing in range of its own Shadow Sneak. Once I do that, Zapdos dies to Ice Punch, and then I can click Close Combat a couple of times versus the Fortress. That's the idea there. As you're going to see, he is unfortunately going to switch out, and he is going to go into his Fortress. Now, luckily for me, I did get up Stealth Rocks, so Sturdy is going to be broken, along with being able to hit him with this multi-attack here. This multi-attack into this Flamethrower guaranteed kills Fortress, as long as he's not like fully Spadef, which luckily for me, he is not. And now it is endgame, and it is very difficult, because he drops in Zapdos and he takes 25%. He is out of range of a Flamethrower. However, I do have Toxic, so I'm able to Toxic him and put him on a timer guaranteed. On top of that, I still have a very good Pokemon that walls this thing in my Vikavolt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Parting Shot out here, as I forget what movie he clicks exactly. I'm going to Parting Shot, and I know I'm going to go into my Ditto, because my Ditto with leftovers also can beat this thing 1v1, because I know he does not have Toxic and I do. Oh no, wait, I go into this thing. That's right, because I wanted to free switch into my Ditto in case I clicked HP Ice. That's right, and as you're going to see, my Vikavolt actually drinks this. 23 damage. And because of that, he does take an extra turn of poison damage, which is also pretty big. So he's going to go for another Hidden Power and kill off my Vikavolt. My Vikavolt put in the finest of work this game. Vikavolt was definitely the MVP this game, which is awesome. I love when Vikavolt does work. So now I get to go into my Ditto. My Ditto is in a very interesting spot, because I need my Ditto to 1v1 Zapdos by itself. I also need my Ditto to copy Mega Gallade and sweep that way. So I'm in a very precarious spot here. I'm gonna click Roost here to ensure that I'm almost at full health if he clicks literally anything. But he clicks U-turn, and at this range, after Stealth Rocks, I will be able to live a +2 Shadow Sneak once I'm Mega Gallade after this hit of leftovers. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click Discharge. So this play is a 50-50, right? You can see he clicks Swords Dance, but this play is a 50-50. If he clicks any attack, literally anything, including an Ice Punch, I live it. If he and then I get off a Discharge, putting him in range of multi-attack. At least I hope so. If he clicks Swords Dance and I click Discharge, that's okay. But the big thing that I could not do is I could not let him get up to +4, because then I guaranteed lose to a +4 Shadow Sneak if I lose the speed tie. So right here, he sets up a Swords Dance, and I click Discharge. If I get the para here, I switch out immediately and I win. I don't get the para, which sucks. So now, because I figure he's not going to want to risk me getting a Discharge para on him, I switch into my my Silvally Grass as he clicks Ice Punch, and he's going to take me out. Now, I'm going to pause it as soon as my Ditto comes in so you guys can see how much health I'm at. I'm at 136 out of 155. The most that a Jolly Shadow Sneak at +2 can do to my Ditto as a Mega Gallade is literally, I'm at 87%. Is 86.4%. I live this hit guaranteed, whereas he does not. Ditto came in so clutch because of the fact that I live this Shadow Sneak and I hit him with the Shadow Sneak of his own. If I won that speed tie there, it would have even been better because I'd been at full health. But in case it was like some weird, like no speed Mega Gallade but some speed Zapdos, like that's why he could have brought this back. Let me go ahead and take his Mega Gallade off the screen, and as you're gonna see, I'm gonna be able to click Ice Punch here, and I'm gonna be able to win 1-0. So I was really upset that I missed the Stone Edge, and then I was really upset that I made the what I think is a good play. I think I made the right play. I stand by that play. If I went into my Vikavolt there, it would have been in such a worse position because I could have just spammed Thunderbolts earlier, like while still having Noivern around. So I don't think that him clicking HP Ice was the right play, and I stand by what I did. However, I got so upset that I could not have that live com of me literally just sitting here the whole time saying, why did he make that play? I literally mumbled that for a good while. So I hope you guys are okay with the live com. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please make sure to leave a like down below. Also, go check out my opponent's links down in the description below. But with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Thank you all so much for watching it, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.